Welcome to another edition of Pick Season. Once again, thank you for joining us on a Friday night.
Yeah, what's up? Appreciate y'all coming out. Friday night lights, Friday night storms here in St. Louis and in Indianapolis, apparently.
Yes, it's monsoon season here in Indianapolis is what we've dubbed, and our game match tomorrow we've dubbed Monsoon at the Mic. So
Nice.
It'll be raining all day today and tomorrow.
Love it.
Love rain. I actually hate it. But how you doing, my friend? It's been a week.
Yeah, it's been a week. Doing good. Got elections coming up Tuesday, so have to get ready for that.
Nice.
I'm an election judge, so
Ah.
when you go to vote and they check your ID and stuff like that and give you your ballot, that's me.
That's cool. Well, you have fun with that. Hopefully you don't get yelled at too much.
Some civic duties. I know. I got yelled at last time by a guy that I was agreeing with. That was the weirdest thing. And the people that I was telling to stop doing stuff, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Cool. Sorry about that." And they stopped, and it was weird. People are weird.
Civic service.
And the guy was like, yeah, he was saying goodbye to everybody, thanking them for helping out, because technically you do get paid, but it's like $100 or something. It's not for 14, 15 hours of work.
You get paid yeah,
$100 is like, oh wow, yeah, sweet. But yeah, he's thanking everybody for helping out. And then he looks at me and goes, "Not you." I'm like, all right, next time I won't help you, I guess. I don't know what you want.
Well,
which has nothing to do with jerseys. Where are we at?
Yes. That helps us into our next segue. We are here as a public service to you guys, doing our civil duties.
Speaking of not getting paid.
To not getting paid. To provide you some great content and coverage of the biggest league in the world and the kits that they are rocking. So with that, because we are free in civic duty for all y'all, we want to give our undying support and love to our patrons down below. John Hunt, Frank Anthony, Christopher Cohn, Harry Austin, John Fuller, Michael Foots, Joshua Duder, Noah Telford, Alberto Aguilar, Jeremy Churchman, Stephen Howard, Ryan Lacara, Tim Knox, Anna Fresh 30, MOS, Kunal Patel, Olive the Hedgehog, Andrew Towsley, Mad Cat Peel, Ryan Smeltzer, and as always, thank you to Goals.tv.
Keep this up. Did you see somebody at the beginning? There's
John
somebody.
Hunt?
No, there's somebody new. Because I was listening to Tuesdays. This might not be the most updated ticker. Our friend Sandy. Sandy's officially on a Patreon. I heard it. I was like, Sandy's on it. Yay.
Yay. Look at that.
So shout out to all of our friends and Sandy.
Yes. So shout out to our patrons down below, but also want to give a quick shout out to our friend and sponsor, Equip Studios. Here comes a little ad read here. As I'm rocking one of theirs, I'll get more into this kit a little bit later here tonight. But do you want a custom kit designed for your team or supporters group by someone who's been trusted by clubs in USLW and USL League 2? More on that later. Well, Equip Studios offers more customization options than the big brands for only a fraction of the price, of the cost. Their mission is simple: make professional quality uniforms accessible to all types of players, teams, and supporters. Wow, I had a terrible time pausing there. So no matter the level of play, if you're less than thrilled with the new kit that your club has come out this year, please stay tuned for tonight's episode. Take matters into your own hands and create the official supporters jersey with inclusive sizing up to 6XL. Equip Studios is starting to become a popular choice with official supporters groups. Do you have a Sunday League team that needs new threads? That's their bread and butter, with their founder Austin being a Sunday League player himself. I think he got hurt actually last time I talked with him. He hurt himself.
Oh, no.
So I can attest to that. The best part is it is affordable. For just $40 a jersey, you can get something completely bespoke with name and number customization included at no cost. Because you are a listener of the show, mention the USL show or kit season, you get the friends and family discount, which brings it down to just $35 a jersey. Check out the link below and tell them that the USL show or kit season sent you.
Yeah.
I'll get more into my equipped kit here later today because I directly into one of the middle parts there. But
right. Let's say, and with him, again, I've talked about this every week, but he's just so easy to contact and talk to. Austin is. I've been chatting with him the last few weeks, trying to set up something for the high school to get some warm up kits, and we actually decided to help raise money. I designed another kit that I guess I'll talk about on here at a later point once it's up.
Yeah.
But and again, he's so easy to work with. He's going to be putting it up on his website, so he's taking on all this work just to help out the high school. So I appreciate everything he does.
Yeah, and if you are within our Discord, you also know Austin and Equipped are very, very active and
very chatty.
It's very chatty, very open to be talked with. So please check out our sponsor and friend at Equipped Studios. More from them in a few coming weeks. So, all right, let's start this off here with our first kit of the evening here. And dare I say, this is, I'm going to say a mixed bag. A mixed bag of a kit. Honestly. But, yeah, okay, mixed bag-ish. But before before I say anything, please watch this video on the Hartford Athletic Fortress kit. All I'm going to say is if you have a team that has someone holding a sword, I'm going to love that marketing right away. It reminds me of the cannon that Charleston did a few years ago.
Yeah.
So I will always love that. It makes it easier to love when the kit's just as good.
I like the marketing. And that's kind of their thing, The kit didn't come out the way I felt like it should have. Yeah. I get what they were going for. I like the chainmail. Am I saying it right? Look that the jersey's trying to give. I do like the cuffs. You were talking about the cuffs with me earlier before the show, but it's just it's boring.
I feel like they could have done. If they wanted to have a true Fortress kit, I feel like they could have done something a little bit. Instead of the chainmail, do that stone brick that they had, in the background of in that market.
Yeah, almost like what Asheville did with their bricks.
Exactly, something a little bit like that. I'm not saying exactly, but a little something like that, a little bit bigger and a little bit more. I don't know. I like the idea that they did a Fortress kit, but this doesn't come off as a Fortress kit when you look at it, and that's where I think they messed up. And I think they took a swing, but it was a safe swing.
Right.
So let's get into it. All right. I'm gonna just hit up. There's my scores. There's my scores. I'm gonna dive right into mine if you don't mind.
Yep.
So, I think the overall design of
You want me to jump in?
no, the overall design and aesthetics of my throat. I gave this one a 2. I personally, I don't mind the color combination, but like I feel the chainmail just doesn't fully come through, and it's plays too much more on the safe side and doesn't really give it that vibe that I think they were going for. So overall design aesthetics is a 2. Its authenticity and tradition, because it is a fortress kit. I know what Hartford and Athletic kind of been doing. Whatever, I gave some points there, but I'll keep it at a 3. Not really anything major there. It is them. So props there. But visual details, like I said, the chainmail feels too cluttered and kind of lazy. And I think that comes off a little bit. So I give it a 2 for visual details and execution. And then the animation and impact. Outside of the cuffs, there's nothing unique about this kit. And the cuffs, you even put like a grain of salt, as it's just literally the top of like a castle. So they have a little bit of a favor there. So overall, this is a 2.25 for me. This is not the worst of tonight, though. I did not like this kit. I feel like they took a swing and they missed, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I'll take more of the positive side of this kit. I'm assuming this is a home kit. It is their home greens, and that's kind of their go-to. It's going to look good on the players. It's going to look fine on the team. I just don't see this being something that like collectors are going to want in the future.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to be like, oh, I missed out on that special fortress kit. Like it's not that special. So it's an okay home kit. Like they almost could have just went with a plain green kit at this point, though, with what they did here, because you can't really see the chainmail or the details that fine either until you get into it. So that's why designing the aesthetics for me, it gave it 2. You can't really see any of the details that well, and it's not like they were hidden either.
Right.
You know, like because I talked about the like the embossments of certain kits and stuff like that are kind of hidden details, and I like that. Like this is like everything's out there. You still can't even see the details. So authenticity and tradition, though, like you talked about, that the fortress theme is Hartford's thing. I do wish more that you get more with the blue.
Yes.
I always love their blue and green together.
It's Whaler.
Yes, it does. It remind me of the Whalers. Yes, and that's why I like it. One of my favorite hats that I don't think I own anymore. If I do, I need to find it. But it was a Whaler hat.
Mm.
When I was working at Lids, it was like $5. It's a super sell. It's a newer era. It's a very nice. It has a giant whale, and it says So it's the whale ers. It's still one of my favorite hats. Hopefully I have that. But yeah, so I like the green and blue a lot. Do more of that. So that's a 3. Visual details and execution, I did give it a 3. I feel like everything looks fine on here. I don't think it looks too busy. I just feel like you can't see it.
Yeah.
Like everything is geometrically fine, if that makes sense. Like clearly it's a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not busy or anything. It's just you unless you know what it is, you don't know what it is.
Right.
And then innovation and impact, I gave it 2. The cuffs are nice, but this is something we're going to be like, oh, do you remember that Hartford kit from 2 years ago? Oh my God, that was so sick. Like, yeah, no. So overall, that's 2.5 from me. It's a good kit. It's not a great kit.
No. Here's how I have a friend who lives out in Hartford in the Connecticut area, and I asked them for their opinion. And they said this kit is just tacky.
Ooh.
Hartford has had some legendary kits in the past. I think you're kind of alluding to some of the ones that they've kind of had, even the last year's
Yeah.
Constitution.
I didn't understand the
I have
name.
mixed feelings, but it was good.
I didn't like the marketing. I like the marketing for this. I don't like the jersey. I like the jersey for the last one, but I didn't understand the marketing.
Yeah. So the inverse problem, right? But as they say, the old kits are kits that they're proud to wear. This looks bad, and they later on said, I think outside of the castle pattern on the cuffs and the edges, there isn't anything there.
So just like we said, yep.
So it comes off as tacky. And I think that is the overall vibe you get from this, right? Like they leaned into this marketing, but extra from last season.
Well, and honestly, if you see these cuffs, you could just say like, oh, they're just squares.
Exactly.
So like, again, if you don't understand that this is like a castle theme, you don't know that that's what it is. And I don't know why they didn't go with their royal blue for all the detailings. Why do the white? Do the blue.
Right. And I feel like they could have made the chain armor look better, the chainmail.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it. But Hartford, overall, you did a 2.38 for your home kit from this season. And with the kit at $84.99, a 27.94 kit value. What I will say, though, while you might have dropped the ball here on the home kit, I gotta say, this goalkeeper kit.
Oh, absolutely. Banger. If we're judging.
Same idea, but this is way better.
Yeah, have the same cuffs, but I like one, you can see the pattern. Like so I have mine on half screen right now. So it's usually hard to see any details when you're showing me screens. But like you can see the pattern so easily on here.
And there is like a fade. Like it's almost striped, right?
Yeah.
And this looks way better. I like this. This is high on my list. Besides it going to, breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, and there's the good causes and all the other good stuff with it.
It's kind of what we've talked about all season. The goalkeepers are getting some love this season, and there's some more of that from our friends at West Seattle here today. Release of theirs. So goalkeepers are getting their due, and we here on the show love it. So good to see on that front, Hartford. I'll wait to see what happens next year. So, moving on to what I have dubbed the Phoenix Rising's Stripe Kit.
That's not what we called it.
I called it a Stripe Kit.
No, yeah, that's what you typed in. That's not what we texted. But anyways, positive show.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, so this is the Phoenix Rising Stripe Kit. I probably did a typo, or I'm just really not remembering. Probably both.
We were a lot meaner in our text.
That's what
it was.
Probably honest, and it's probably why I'm not remembering it. All right, this is the Phoenix Rising Stripe Kit, as I called it. This is what you get with Adidas, and I'm going to stay with that, and that's about all my feedback is. Adidas, Phoenix,
stripes.
Phoenix, leave Adidas, please. Y'all have so much good potential, and you had some bangers previously. It's kind of dead now. So,
see, I don't even feel like Phoenix has had any bangers. I feel like they've had some good, what we call like the clean classic kits.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna look at these while you talk about that. Yeah.
Like I feel like again, like there's some like memorable ones and there's like some good ones. I'm not saying like any of them are bad. I'm just saying that theirs have been just like clean kits,
right?
Versus anything special, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Like none of the Adidas ones that they've ever came up with are special. Like they had who Drogba, right? No, yes. Not Drogba. Who they have?
No, you're right.
All right. Okay, good. Like they had like one of the world's best players playing for their team and lose to Louisville in the championship. But and again, it was a boring. Sorry, where that voice came from? And it was still just like a boring go-to kit.
Yeah.
So like, this is what you get with Adidas. Is this a clean kit? Yes. I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't have the 3 stripes. Why is it just 2 stripes?
It does on.
Well,
I
yeah,
know.
it always like, and then Hummel had the things, the chevrons. But like, why do you have 2 stripes in the chest? In just the 2 colors? Like that's what you got?
I know. They couldn't.
And is that their heart monitor?
So they couldn't do an all black kit because their goalkeeper kit is all black.
I'm assuming that their goalkeeper is not wearing their all black kit during the game during this kit.
My guess is to distinguish between the two. I don't know.
Like you can't wear an all black kit and be like, oh, it's completely different than this all black kit, but we have 2 stripes.
Yeah.
You can't see the white and red stripe?
Here,
Well, the red stripe, no, I can't see it.
The goalkeeper kit?
They're wearing that green goalkeeper kit during the black games.
Oh, yeah. They have to. But, like...
Yeah, that's not distinguishable, except for, honestly, I like the other Carvana logo better. The big circle one versus the wordy one.
Yeah, so, Phoenix, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're doing. Just get away from Adidas, please.
Anyway.
Our scores down below are not good.
Even Puma, at least their templates are cooler.
Better. Yeah. But I'll let you go first. I went first last time, so I'll let you go.
You got 1.5. 1, design and aesthetics, 0 special about it. 0 could have been a better score, but we need to start doing more zeros. Authenticity and tradition, I'm changing my score. There's absolutely nothing about this that tells me that this is a Phoenix jersey. And it's not even authentic to its past. Visual details and execution. I did give it 3. Visually, it is fine. There's nothing like hideous about it. Everything fits well. Innovation, 0.
Damn.
Yeah.
You made me do all the edits live.
Well, because there's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
I forgot that we can give zeros. So I got a 1 for me. And that visual details really saved its butt.
I'm going to make a bunch of edits now at the end, but that's fine. That's fine.
I'm sorry. I know that's rude of me. I shouldn't be doing it like that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. At this point, it's all fun and games. But I won't change my scores, but I will say I do feel a lot of the same sentiments. The same kind of vibe that you're feeling on these. I actually agree with you on the what is it called now? The aesthetic, the overall design. I think the aesthetic is actually kind of pleasing. I just don't think it does enough. Like sometimes a decent template can do enough for you, especially if you're a team who's kind of done it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of what you're kind of used to. However, I just feel like they've taken a step backwards on some of that. So a great example was when they won the USL Cup a few years ago, and they did an all black with gold. It's the Adidas treatment that every team did after they won, but like it works, right? For them, right? It was a special kind of jersey. Yes, it was a carbon copy, but it was special. I think they tried to do something here, but it's still at the bare minimum tried. It's kind of like
it's a
it's almost like what? It was like the pre-2019 MLS Adidas type of kits. That this is what this reminds me of.
Yeah, and like you were showing us the goalie kits. And honestly, like, those are almost better than this. Like I think the two stripes, because honestly, the rest of it gives me that classic like '90s Adidas look. You got the three stripes on the sleeve,
Right.
and just honestly, if they gave us three stripes on the chest, maybe that would have gave us that '90s, almost like an Adidas Run DMC hip hop look. I would have been fine with it,
Yeah.
but they added just one stripe too less, and it ruined it.
I'm just happy. I would have preferred if they did two stripes, bigger stripes, but that's just me because these two just seem weird. Weird to me, weird cuts off. But anyways, overall, I like the colors. Everything looks good. It's 3 there. Its authenticity and tradition is a 2 for me. I get what you're saying. I just couldn't go lower. I think it is a template, and at this point, I'm used to them with the template, so pass. So
100%
2.
their tradition.
Yeah, so 2 there. But it's visual details and execution. As I said, those 2 stripes are awkward. I don't fully like it. It works-ish, so I give it a 1. And then it's innovation and impact. I'm not doing a 0. I could have. I gave it just a 1. So it's a 1.75 from me with Fox's 1. This is a 1.38. And given the fact that this is a $110 jersey, kit values of 12.5.
They're stabbing the fans and twisting that knife.
Yes. Phoenix, you deserve better. The fans do. And I think they made their own kits a few times because of their disdain. So keep it up there, Phoenix fans. Hopefully this will end at some point.
I know that. Who is it? Like, is it the Bombas? Does that sound right?
I can't.
But there's somebody at Phoenix has worked with Diaza.
Oh, yeah, like La Bombados or something.
Yeah. That sounds more correct than whatever thing I was saying. And I actually have a jacket from them, from the Diaza,
Collab.
the $18. You get three
yeah.
random things from them.
Yeah, the hat trick box that you did.
Yeah, the hat trick box. Thank you. And I got a Phoenix Rising jacket. Now I will say it's clearly like 2 different reds on it. Like that's why it was one of those. Again, when you're doing a mystery thing, you're getting the
odds and
little
ends.
mistakes and stuff like that.
Right.
The extra scraps. So I knew what I was getting. But it still has the actual like Phoenix Rising logo on it though. I think that's kind of cool. It's like, oh, it's the actual logo.
Right.
So
Well, see, as we talked about earlier in the episode, if you're a Hartford or you're a Phoenix fan, we do some good stuff. With Diaza, either one of them, they both will provide you with some good vibes. And if you don't, as we told you earlier, Equip will give you a discount because we sent you. So,
yeah.
And I'm going to hide this a little bit more because I'll talk about this a little bit later. Even I keep showing it. Not trying to. But our next kit is a lot better looking. It is from Charlie, and this is what I have dubbed the Carolina Cardinal kit from North Carolina FC. Let me pop this bad boy up here. Yes. So this kit, if you there are some subtleties here that I think when they explain it, you can kind of see it. But as you see right there on the right, I'm going to read this out because a lot of people may not have noticed this when this got released. It was kind of quiet when they released this kit. Not going to lie, I expected more from Charlie for North Carolina FC. A little bit of an underwhelming, but you just read this out here, so understand some of the details on this kit. Features a cardinal red base with geometric design elements that resemble the urban landscape of Raleigh, Durham, and Cary. The abstract lines that cross over the front and back of the jersey symbolize the region's nickname of the Research Triangle. This design element honors the area's prominent research universities and the work they've achieved. As someone whose older brother lives in the Triangle, I've been to the Triangle. That's a nice little touch. It's a little bit too subtle, in my opinion, but I do like that touch, that graphic, and then that cardinal red that is quite prominent used for the team. And as well, I think the Courage also used the cardinal red at times. So I do like that synergy there.
Yeah.
However, it's what it is, what it is.
Yeah. I was disappointed with this from Charlie, honestly, but I do think this looks a lot better than what we just were talking about.
Yes.
Can you see it's like just as boring a little bit, but it doesn't have anything that's off-putting about it. Like I like the subtle kind of wave going through it. I do like the coloring. The red really pops. And that's something I actually really like that North Carolina has done, is that they'll have a red kit and a blue kit. And it goes with their badge. They have the red and the badge throughout or the red and the blue in their badge. There we go, words. And the jerseys have really popped that, utilize those two colors really well. So,
right.
Yeah, it's a good kit. Again, is this something that we're going to talk about in 3 years, 2 years? No, not at all. But it's going to look good on the field. The players are going to like it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good, comfortable fit.
And I might be able to see this weekend if it doesn't get rained out here in Indianapolis. But what I will say, its overall design aesthetic, as kind of hinted at, I love this. Well, not love, but I really enjoy this. I give it a 4 for design aesthetics. I think the different color red with the white stripe on the collar, I think is a great little touch for a more simple kit. And I think that's something that you can do to elevate a simple kit is do that. And as Taylor points out, for $95, it's bad to get into that kit value here at the end.
We'll talk about the kit value.
Yeah, but it's not great. But besides that, I give it a 4 for its overall set. I like that red. The red pops. The red looks good. I've said it all the time. I don't know why red just looks good on the kit. When Birmingham did it and the Coca-Cola kits, when Indy wears red, I've loved it. When Chicago Fire actually went back to playing in red, it looked good. It just something about, and same with the U.S. national team kits. One of my favorite ones is the red Constitution kit that they wore. So I like red, apparently. So it looks good. But its authenticity and tradition, too subtle. It's a 3 for me. Very too subtle. But in saying that, and here I go, its visual details, I did give it a 4. I think they tried to put in some details and some efforts into what they were trying to do. With that triangle slashes, obviously for the region, they had that little bit of almost like a camo wave pattern.
Yeah.
All throughout the kit. I like that, as well as the choice of being a cardinal red, which is a thing that a lot of people wear out in Raleigh. I'm surprised they didn't include Raleigh. It's the triangles: Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, not Cary. But I digress. But then its overall innovation's a 2. So this is a 3.25 for me. This is a better quality kit than the Phoenix kit when it comes to its overall design, but you get what you get, and this is simple. This is still a little bit too simple for me, but it's a better looking, simple kit. Hence my score.
Yeah. And overall, like, as you can tell by our scores, we're about the same. Design aesthetics, I did give a 4. I like the little details that they put into it. It's clean. But again, you can argue that it's a 3 because it's not really special either. But authenticity and tradition, this is where I went down. It's a 2 from me. I like the red, but it doesn't scream like North Carolina. It doesn't scream FC. It's kind of just a red jersey at this point. Visual details and execution, though, I'd also give a 4. I feel like everything about this fits well.
Mm-hmm.
I like the details, like we talked about, and everything looks nice together.
Yeah.
With an innovation and impact 2. Again, we're not talking about this in a couple of years. There's nothing special about this. It's not innovative. It's a 2. So that's a 3 from me.
I will say, given
It's
from what
fun.
I've heard from locals in North Carolina, they've been looking forward to something better. And I could see this being kind of I don't want to call it a cult kit, but something that the people in North Carolina will be wearing for a while. Not that it's a good looking kit, but because of the lack of really good kits for several seasons. And I think this could.
It's because it's not their old kits.
Yeah, basically, and it can last a while. And I think some people in Indy can feel the same way with Puma. We might not like our time with Puma, but I still see a lot of Puma kits at Indy games. Yeah. Even though we trash those, we still see quite a few of them. And I think some of these teams might do that in this scenario. But North Carolina.
That's going to happen, though. Like, it's been, what, 2 seasons now that you've been with Under Armour?
Yeah, it's still a mixed bag for me.
As to say, and like, design-wise, though, I feel like Under Armour has been better. But, like, quality-wise, everything like that, you're going to keep those Puma kits for a long time because they are much nicer kits.
Fun story, I don't think Under Armour designed those jerseys. They just have their name on the supplier. So at this point, I think it's an in-house design, but I will digress on that for another time because we'll talk about that with Austin. Just him and I did some research into this. Anyways, so but to Taylor's point earlier, this is a 32 for kit value. This is middle of the pack. It is what it is. When it comes to value and paying for your buck for this kit, I think it is a little high, but I think if you're from the region, you're going to get it. But if you're not, I don't see why you would. So I think that kind of makes sense with the score. But as our good friend Pope Squidicious has said, this is the most boring Charlie kits ever. And I thought the bar got lower from Pittsburgh.
No, we found it.
Yep, we found it. This is not a bad bar.
It just kept going lower and lower.
Kept going lower and lower. So yeah, this was the Carolina Cardinal kit from North Carolina FC. Speaking of the Carolinas, we're going to stay with it, but this time for a team that actually attempts to look good. Still may not like the kits, but they still attempt a lot better to look good. So here are the 2025 Charleston Battery kits. So yeah, that was
usually got scary at the end.
I know. I honestly was not expecting. Like when I first watched that video, I was like, "Where's the audio?" or whatever. It didn't give me that. But we are here to rate the white kit, which is what I have dubbed the original fit kit, which gets its name because it's a clean and classy kit. It offers a definitive look per their press release. The shirt features a polo collar, which I know quite a few of us enjoy, drawn inspiration from the club's original style in the 1990s and 2000s. The black and yellow trim on the sleeve ends and collar.
Yeah, I like a good clean collar. It's just so funny because everybody in St. Louis has been moaning and groaning about their Adidas template collar. I would say it's a weird collar, but that is not the thing to complain about with that Adidas jersey. But this kit, it is a sleek, clean kit. Like I love this kit. Now, when we talk about the scores, it does not say that I love it. But like this is something that like I would buy, and I don't want to buy a Charleston kit, but I would buy this. Now, is it worth the money? Because we're not going to talk about that yet. It's $85, but like
yeah,
it is a clean classic kit. This is the I just realized that could sound weird. This is a good kit, so I really like this a lot. But my score doesn't agree with me.
So here's where the points of kind of what we've seen sometimes throughout the season, and when it comes to my aesthetic preference, sometimes when it comes to kits, is that fine balance between a polo and a kit that the players wear. I think a good looking polo, I'd rock all day. I don't care what team you are or like what team it is. I would get a polo and I'd rock it because I use it for work. I think I look sharp in polos, and obviously it just looks really good. I feel good in a polo. But when you make it into a jersey with the same design elements of a polo, it's harder to justify that $95 or $85, that high price tag. And I think that's
when it's
some of the
just
issues.
the polo.
Yes, that's kind of the thing, right? Is when does it stop becoming a polo? When does it kit? And now I still always love me a good polo kit. If you look at my collection, a good chunk of it are polos, or not polos, sorry, collared kits. This one, I would say I said this with the Naples kit. Those are away kit. I love that kit. It's still super simple, and this one's the same thing. I want this, but it's simple, and it is what it is. And I think it's clean that way, and they're gonna look good blazing past people on the field. Not a great looking kit though.
Yeah, and that's kind of all it goes to. So, is it my turn to start?
Yeah, go for it. You picked this one today.
Yeah, I did pick this one to talk about. Design and aesthetics. I gave it 3. I like what they did with the design. I do like that they went with the Hummel on the side. It's kind of an interesting choice, but it's nothing crazy to talk about. Authenticity and tradition. It has the black and gold in there, but I gave it 2. It doesn't scream, again, like you said, like this could just be a good polo that you buy at a store.
It could be a Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
It could be a Pittsburgh Riverhounds polo. Visual details and execution, though, I did give a 4. It is sleek looking. I really like how everything looks on here. I wish I had that dude's hair. I know that has nothing to do with the kit, but I am jealous of that. But innovation and impact, it's a 1. There's we might be talking about this in a couple of years, like, oh, remember that really clean Charleston kit? But it's like it's not special, like you said. This could easily just be a polo.
Yeah.
And like I've seen polos for sale that are more special than this. So
and I've seen better looking polos that produced.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah, so for me, I give it a 3 for its overall design and aesthetics. I could have gone higher, but I don't think there's really a design to this. And that is where I think the aesthetics does all the lifting and there's no design, personally speaking. So I think the 3s is what it is there. I did give it a 4 for authenticity and tradition. Charleston, they generally wear their white kits. I only remember them for wearing the white kits at this point. Also, I see them all the time on the road. I more think of them that way, and as well as this being a nod to the 1990s and 2000s kits, the polo and the yellow stripe, because they ditched the that orange that they used for a few years in their this year, I noticed, or red. So I give it a 4 there. It's visual details and execution. As I said, I don't think there is a lot of design to this, so I give it a 2. And its innovation also a 2. So this gets me to a 2.75. With Fox's 2.5, which is 2.63 over kit.
I really like Pope's comment. It looks like a tour guide's uniform. Yeah. And also like this could easily just be like somebody who works for the battery. Like like the front office polos that like all the front office people wear. That's what this could look like, which again is super nice looking. Like I like it. But
it is what it is though. It is what it is, right? So, but with this being slightly cheaper than the North Carolina kit by about $10, and actually it's lower score due to its overbearing simplicity here. It's a 30.88, respectable middle of the pack, that's that jersey, right? So, Charleston, thank you for this original fit kit. We'll have to get back to the new home kit sometime this year, and we'll have to get rated that one. So that is the Charleston kit. Hopefully they rock this here in a few weeks when they play Indy. So I want to see it.
Yeah.
Next up here, we have what was selected as our fan choice kit of the week. And we're going to the good people at Asheville.
Yeah.
Asheville City. I don't know why I looked at that and not I think on my screen. Asheville City football. Yep. So here this pops up. This kit honestly is really cool. I like what they did here. There's also what they did in the Open Cup. I think it adds to that a little bit more, given I think they won the first round and then lost narrowly second, if I remember.
Yeah.
Something like that. But people of Asheville deserve a team that really uplifts their community. And if I'm not mistaken, part of this, yes, these limited supply match-worn jerseys will be sold at the game. Proceeds going towards the club's Next 11 fund, helping to rebuild youth sports in the Western North Carolina area after Hurricane Helene.
So they go to a good cause. We might have to change our score for our kit value, though. Because it sounds like that these are only going to be the match-worn ones that are sold.
That's where I'm confused because it says home jersey.
To celebrate. I agree. I don't think this is their official season home jersey. I agree with what that says. I feel like this is a cup jersey.
I've honestly flipped it back and forth. I flipped it back and forth like twice at this point. I had it as a home kit. I had it as a cup jersey. And then I saw that. I moved it back to home kit.
Comment below.
Yeah, please.
Kaylor, do you know?
You and your infinite number of resources. But yeah, for now, until we're wrong, I'm going to call this a $65 based off of their past kits. And we'll get into that. Selling from Hummel, and it's their home kit. And we're under with it.
Perfect.
But, yeah.
Yeah,
do you want to go first? Oh, or do you?
You could do the score first. I'll just do a quick talk about this because these are, if you ever go through any of like the countryside areas of America, you'll see on the barns they have these quilt squares over their barn. It's just showing that, usually it's some sort of sign of like what type of agriculture that they sell or raise and stuff like that. And it's to show their home. And I like that, Asheville is trying to represent that because being from Kentucky, driving back and forth between Louisville and Richmond, and honestly from Louisville to Corbin, back and forth, you see this a lot. And it's just something that, you take pride in when you put this up over your house and over your barn.
Yeah.
And I love that they did that.
Yeah. especially when I think Western North Carolina
And
region.
this beautiful. Yeah.
I might be.
I was saying like this beautiful. Oh man, are we going back and forth right now?
I think so. I think it's my Wi-Fi. Whatever. If you
Can
haven't
you
heard
hear
the
me?
lightning and the storms in the background, there's stuff going on. So all right, I'm gonna get into this real quick. I call this the barn quilt square kit for that nod that Fox kind of talked about here. And I'm just gonna dive into this. I think overall this design looks really good. I think it's a 4 for me. I think this reminds me of North Carolina. Asheville City and what I tend to see from them. I know what I tend to see from them year in, year out. I love that. And then they did something different. And I think this overall looks good. I think the purples and the blues are different shades than their traditional navy blue. It's good. And because of that, when I see this, I think of Asheville. It's just a 5 for authenticity and tradition. This is Asheville. I love it. Its visual details, I only gave it a 4. I still think there was, albeit a little bit too much emptiness in the middle and on the sleeves outside of the cuff and that pattern down, pattern on the side. So I joined it before for its visual details and execution. And finally, probably a little low on this, its innovation and impact. I gave it a 4 for the people of Asheville, probably a 5. Elsewhere, I think a 4 is pretty solid landing for them. So it's a 4.25 for me.
Yeah, I can hear your thunder now. Yeah, we're just kind of in the same boat. I said design and aesthetics. I said it's a 4. I feel like it's very creative. I really like how they did this. Could it to go with what you're talking about? Could they have done more of it? Yeah, honestly, kind of wish they did. Maybe if they boxed around the sponsor or something like that to keep that by itself. But I would have almost preferred the whole, at a minimum, the whole chest area to have the quilt. But I still like what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Authenticity and tradition, like you said, this is very Asheville to do something that tries to represent their area. So that's a 5 for me. Visual details and execution, everything fits well. There's something creative about it. I really like how they did this. That's a 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then innovation and impact. I agree exactly with what you said. I feel like this is something that we're going to remember if somebody reminds us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the impact comes in. And I mean, the fact that it actually does to financially impact somebody positively helps it as well. I know that's not exactly what we mean by impact, but I'm using it. But so that's it's a 4-5 for me. I really like this. This might be something that I pick up, especially if this becomes a kit that they sell at their normal price.
Yes. And so that's why. So this is a 4.38 from us here on the show. And this is why this has a breaking 67.31 kit value. And we'll get into see why here. But as you just saw there, the match worn jerseys are $100. This is where we need clarification if it's a cup or a home kit. The match worn ones are $100. However, previous patch jerseys are between 50 and 65. And as of right now, I'm saying that this is going to be a home kit, hence $65 is what's going to be. If I'm wrong and this is a cup kit, that kit value goes down or up depending on how much you care about this kit. So just want to give a little bit of an explanation there. As you see, lots of sales right now for Asheville. But yeah, so that is the Asheville City Barn Quilt Square Kit. Honestly, one of my favorites in League 2 for this upcoming season. It looks really good. And I am happy that they're still producing kits of top quality. So,
Yeah. So say I have that one that's behind you. It's one of my favorites. It's a
Yep.
little big on me now, so that's why I'm kind of looking at these Asheville
ones.
kits. Yeah,
Hey, they're on sale.
I know. It's a problem.
Speaking of kits, so Fox, you want to tell us what kit you are rocking here tonight?
Oakland boys, rocking the Athletics Coliseum jersey. Really love it. Our friends at Charlie, and I really wish that you could have seen the details. I feel like you can kind of see it in mine, but it has the roots
Yeah.
embossed in there. I don't think I had that in my score. I kind of wish I want to go back now. But again, we were talking about this jersey before it just like showed up on our doorstep.
Yeah, I was confused.
Yeah.
I got a notification from UPS like you have a package. I was like, who? And then it says Charlie. And I was like, what am I getting? And then we did this, and then also we got the kit like the next day. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and like literally, like I'm sitting there though. I'm like, I guess I didn't get anything from Charlie because I didn't get any notifications until like the day before. It's like, hey, your package is on the way. What are you talking about? So it was definitely a fun surprise. So we appreciate you, Oakland.
Yes.
We appreciate you a lot.
Yes, and thank you. And you've now grown my Oakland collection to 3 kits. So
I'm only at 2, but I can say that I have every kit for this season.
that we do. That we do. Now, for my kit show off here, before I show off what I am wearing, I have a little video I want to show off here before I show this off. This is the Brickyard Battalion's hometown hero kit. This has been a lot of fun to work with, and this is by our made from our good friend Jason here in the Brickyard Battalion with Equip Studios. So watch this.
Home is where you plant your roots, your safe place, your escape from whatever you may be going through. Home is a place to be who you are, unapologetically. Home is a place to share time and make memories with your friends and build a family. For us, we've found home in each other. Home is more than a badge. Home is where the heart is. When it's all said and done, there's no place.
No place.
No place.
No place. No place. No place.
There's no place like home.
I absolutely love this kit. Obviously, I was a part of some of the promos for this. That's why I have my jersey right now. It's on pre-order at the moment. I love this kit. This is really nice. It's from the Brickyard Battalion, probably my favorite Brickyard Battalion kit that we've done. This fits a lot better than the Under Armour kits that Indy has manufactured. The crest is amazing, and as I said, it's by our good friend at Equipped. This just feels like it's indie, and I love this. So shout out to Jason.
I'm almost sad for you all that like that's not your actual team kit. You know what I mean? Like that should be Indy's kit.
A lot of people looked at this and were reminded of the 2019 Racing Indy kits that we wore that were black and white with the blue and checker. Almost like this, not as much this, but very similar. And this is just one of my favorite looking kits. And also, if you didn't pick up, you have the different, whatever. Each side's a little different. And it looks really good. And it does come in a long sleeve version. And it's only $50 for short sleeve. So you can't beat that. I love that. So
it's a steal.
It's a steal. And there's some customization as well that can go along with it. And as we mentioned in our ad read from Equipped, it is also inclusive sizing as well. So shout out to the BYB as always. I didn't bring them up because I'm a board member. No, nothing like that. I'm wearing this because this is a dope kit. I love it. So
Yeah, and I said I'm going to be, more nice and stuff like that with my banter, but like I'm jealous. I'm jealous of that. Like the Lilligans have came out with some super nice kids over the years. The Coopers had a kid 1 year, I remember the first year, and I haven't really seen anything since. Now, in all honesty, I haven't kept up with the Coopers lately either, so I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm not on the board. I don't live in Louisville anymore, so like, but yeah, I really like what you all did with that.
Yeah. All credit goes to Jason and Austin and Eclipse for putting it all together. I think the last time we had a kit was 2020. I think we made a Pride kit, and it's been a few years. 5 too many for me. So, but that is it for today's show. Honestly, it's been a mixed bag of an episode, but some good stuff, honestly, from the Carolina region. Y'all love your soccer, and apparently okay enough kits at a bare minimum. So that is it for tonight's episode. As you can tell, there's some storm drawn in. Hopefully you're all okay. It's been a crazy few days even here. We had some tornadoes here in Indianapolis, 3 around the area. So stay safe out there. Enjoy the weekend. And as I said, I'm going to try to maybe enjoy this weekend, the monsoon at the mic. So yes. So that's it for today's episode. Thank you and good night.